So y'all know that old school saying, black people got to stick together? That one? Yeah, it turns out that that right there does not count if you're talking about a black woman who just so happens to think for herself. Yeah, take a look at this here. In the beautiful state of Virginia, a black woman is not even able to get the support of, get this, the NAACP. Would y'all take a look at that right there? The National Association of Advancement for Colored People would rather stand behind a white liberal woman than a quote unquote fellow black sister. That's right, folks. There is nothing a liberal hates more than somebody who can think for themselves, especially if they happen to come in black skin. Yeah, these are their true colors. I mean, well, technically it does make sense because the NAACP is majorly funded by people who look like her, basically.
I found this story very funny. How the NAACP. I wanted to talk about them because I've been saying this for a long time that Democrats, the Black Democrats, right, when they like to call Black conservatives like skin color, their blackness into question, and I always found it stupid that they do that, right? But I'm gonna go with their narrative here, right? They love to play into the identity politics. They love to say DEI benefits black women, black people, right? Then a black conservative such as myself is against DEI, and all of a sudden DEI help black people. Nah, 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 right? And this is how many black people such as myself we feel we hate this hypocrisy. We hate the double standards because it seems like that's what the D for Democrat stands for: double standards. Right? We care for black women. We support black women unless they're Winsome Shears. Support all black women. Wait, not that one. Make it make sense. So, are you pro black or are you pro Democrat? A black Republican would want to know, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're black first, it shouldn't matter the politics of the white lady and the black lady in the race of Virginia. Pro blacks, right? As I understand it, as Malcolm X would place it, that black woman has a more fundamental understanding of the conditions of the black folks than this white liberal woman. This white liberal woman is only using her position to control the black Americans, right? Isn't that what Malcolm X warned about when he called black Democrats political chumps? Because they love to get taken advantage of. And they prove it true every single day. This man made this speech in 1959, I think, when he called black Democrats not only political chumps, but a traitor to their race. Look at all the negative outcomes that liberal policies produce in the black community. It doesn't help black people be self-sufficient. Democrat policies help black people become dependent on Democrats, and Democrats therefore has more leverage on the black folks. And this is why a lot of black conservatives, we like to make the Democrat plantation joke, and black libs get mad. But this is why. You want to talk about, oh, we this, we're that. We voting for policies that's in our best interest. But then when I point out all the bad outcomes of these bad policies, you got nothing to say. You're going to say, oh, it's both sides. Oh, two birds of the same coin. Oh, we shouldn't be loyal to either party. Black people are only voting one way majority. 77% of blacks are voting for the Democratic Party. So it's not a both sides thing. You should be criticizing the Democratic Party louder than you're criticizing the Republican ones. Oh, I won't vote Republican. Okay, stay being abused by the Democratic Party then. Stay being taken for granted by the Democratic Party then. And this is what black men realize in politics, right? Let me know if you're a black man watching this video. Let me know if you're a young man watching this video. If you're under the age of 30, let me know if you're watching this video. I'm 29 years old. I'm pretty sure I'm speaking the sentiments of many young men because many young men are in the middle, in my estimation. And we see the BS. The Democrats ain't making sense. And I'll show you a perfect example, right? The abortion debate, right? And I'm targeting this specifically to black women, but this is why I'm saying, like, black conservative women, when it comes to the abortion debate, hey, y'all got nothing on black. Y'all think I'm playing? Let's check out this clip real quick.
A lot of liberals are going to be upset, but this is the truth.
Why are we giving you money and you don't even, you getting rid of it? Like, you don't even want the responsibility. Okay. And we are rewarding women for terminating their pregnancy and then calling a man a deadbeat. So if the father doesn't want the baby, by law, he's forced to be responsible for the baby for 18 years. They make him pay child support. They'll put him in jail. They'll take his license, everything, if he doesn't want the baby. But if the mother doesn't want the baby, she gets to terminate the baby and get a pat on the back. And they call the father the deadbeat. But you the deadbeat, mama, not the daddy. You deaded the beat. You stopped the heartbeat. You're the deadbeat, not the man, not the dad. So, I mean, at the same time, they want equal rights. Well, if a woman should be able to abort a baby when she doesn't want it,
then the man should be able to walk away when he doesn't want it.
A man should be able to abandon the baby when he doesn't want it. And then we can be able to see how ridiculous all of this really actually sounds.
Hey, I give credit to the black conservative women. They're one of the reasons, like, watching their videos made me pro-life, right? When I forget what video it was. There was some lady online. I don't know her name. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. But when I saw the video, when she made an equation, hey, any defense of abortion is the same. You can make the same similar defense for slavery. I was like, yeah. Yeah. The abortions I cook. Like, you can't make a moral argument for abortion. Oh, it's a woman's right to choose. It's a slave owner's right to choose because he bought that slave with his money. You ain't going to reimburse him for his money. His money, his choice. His property, his choice, right? Because he lost something. He has to sacrifice something. If he frees a slave, he's like, oh, I lost all the money I invested in him. The slave can't do anything without, it's not literate. It only knows what I know. What did I tell it to do? Same thing with the life of the baby. All the babies, it can't sustain itself. It's not alive. Dehumanizing language. Ridiculous. And this is, I play that video, not to, I don't want to go into the tangent about the abortion debate, but I make that video as a way to highlight the double standard in the Democratic Party, the double standards of the so-called pro-blacks, the so-called party, right? These black Democrats that for some reason, they claim blackness for some reason. Oh, if you vote against Democrats and you're a black man, you're not black. You're a traitor to your race. PSYOP. The same people who lead in with their skin color, but all of a sudden, skin color don't matter when it goes against the Democratic Party. And that's why I'm saying there's no, like, it's craziness to me how much of a vice grip the black Democrats have on the black community and how we kind of lean politically. But I think that's just because of years like decades, 7 decades of Democratic ideology influencing our culture. And I think this is a turning point. This is the pushback. Because I see a lot of young black men pushing back against this stuff. A lot of black women, especially the liberal ones, I want to say they're scared, but they're noticing a lot more than they want to believe. Because before, when they saw a black conservative, they used to just laugh us off. They say, oh, you're just a minority. You'll never gain any real footprint or influence in the culture. And then certain black men just keep coming up, asking questions. Like, yo, is this really in our best interest? Yo, I don't want to vote like a black woman, Roland Martin. No, I can do for myself. Now, I'm responsible for my situation. I'm not no government's pet. That energy is starting to come back in the black community, especially in the black man. And one thing I notice about liberal black women, and I'm going to end it off here, is that they don't like this. Because they used to be comfortable, because right now when it comes to the Democrats, it's like the black women is the face of the black vote, right? Is the black woman, the most loyal demographic in the Democrats' pocket. And the only reason that black woman has any influence and power is because of the fact that black men still vote 77% for the Democratic Party. But if black men if we knock off another 20% off the vote, that's less power for the black woman. And that's why they're so angry, right? That's why they want to call Stephen A. Smith Little D Energy, right? And a lot of these black liberal women, they can't make no arguments, no policy positions that actually they can cater it or align it to the interests of black men. No, they only can do that for themselves. Oh, I understand why a black woman will vote for the Democratic Party. They give them food stamps. They give them all this nice government benefits that they can take a part of. DEI disproportionately benefits black women compared to black men, right? They love the college education. They love the scholarships. They love the fact that Goldman Sachs invests billions of dollars into the black woman being in the workforce. But when black men's like, where's that for us? Crickets. And black men were going, if I'm not going to get any of those government subsidies, I might as well have the same playing field as everyone else. And that's why we started jumping ship to the Republican Party. But instead of fixing their messaging and try to change it to pitch a better solution, a better policy towards the men that they're losing, they go to their default and wag their fingers and try to gaslight us to vote behind them. Hey, all I'm going to say is your Democratic support is a lagging indicator. This is a leading indicator. And if this trend continues, if Donald Trump continues on this like trajectory he's on, in another 10, 20 years, you can easily see the black men vote going 50-50. And that's why I really care about. I really care about the black men vote. I don't really care too much about the black women vote. You know, women will disregard my opinion because of my gender. So I don't even bother trying to appeal to them. But black men, hey, even if you don't agree with me, you see where I'm coming from. You're going to be like, I don't agree. Like a black man probably right now is going to be like, I don't agree with what Kenny's saying, but he's speaking some truth there, that there's some black men that feel this way, that feel like no one caters to their issues. And at least the Republicans go, we ain't going to do nothing for you, but we'll make sure the playing field's even. We make sure everyone's abiding by the same rules. We make sure everyone got a fair shot. We make sure that the incentives are set up where you can take care of you. That's the Republican pitch. And black men are seeing some power in that. They're like, yeah, I want to be in control of my own fate. I want to be in control of my own destiny. Yeah, no one can stop me. Yeah, I want to be the best because I'm the best, not because of a special program called DEI. I want to make it on my own merits. And that's very appealing to men, right? And that's why I say black women in general, they don't understand that appeal. They don't understand that messaging. And that's why I said the Democrats can't message to men. And this is why they're losing young men. And as much as I give them the game, they still ain't going to take it because they ain't going to believe what I have to say. But I digress. Without further ado, let's see how the Democrats are going to spin this one. Supporting a white liberal woman over a black woman who happens to be a Republican. Let's take a look.
Watch this. This is Barack Obama talking to black men when Kamala Harris was running for president. Pay attention to what he's saying, and then pay attention to what I show you after and think about it.
On the one hand, you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences. He said, work harder and do more.
So when he's talking to black men about voting for Kamala Harris, he makes sure to make it about race and say she's like you. You need to vote for her. But now let's translate that to the governor's race in Virginia. You have a black woman running. Her name is Winsome Earl Sears, and a white woman named Abigail Spanberger. Let's take a look and see who Barack Obama endorsed.
Virginia's elections are some of the most important in the country this year, and I am proud to endorse Abigail Spanberger for governor.
And this is what I'm talking about, these race-first hustlers, like when Democrats were spamming about identity politics. No, it's not. The only identity they care about is politics. And that's why that's my argument. That's been my argument the whole time. When I say I'm American first and some black liberal try to say, no, you black, you this, you that, like try to make a segregation between black and American. No, I'm an American. I'm born here. I'm raised here. Culturally here. My upbringing was here. If America never exists, I'll probably never exist either. Me and my birth in America are like this. We're one and the same. If this country wasn't the country it was today, my parents would have never met because they met here. But you trying to condition me to hate my country because of this. Something I didn't choose. Make it make sense. When you become a certain age, you choose to remain a citizen. You can choose to revoke your citizenship, become a citizen somewhere else. And I chose to remain an American. But you want me to revoke that because of something I couldn't choose. My gender and my race. Make it make sense. That's why I find identity politics so stupid. And people who lead in with that so dumb sometimes. Because it's obvious what you're trying to do. Think like me. because you look like me. That's the boiled down argument of all y'all crap with the identity politics. And then when it doesn't work in your favor, I'm talking to the black Democrats now. Now your blackness is not in question for picking the white woman over the black woman. Oh, you don't think the black conservative is qualified? You don't think she's smart? Yeah, oh, there y'all go again. That reverse racism, that white superiority, that conditioned white supremacy, internalized white supremacy. You picking the white woman over the black lady. That's how hypocritical you come across. And you're the same ones questioning people's blackness when they think differently from you. Make it make sense. Now you're saying the same kind of talking points that conservatives have been standing on for years. And this is not to use your own medicine against you. It's to call out your hypocrisy, your double standards, because it seems like that's what y'all live on. Rules for thee and not for me. That is the quote of the Democratic Party. That's the slogan of the Democratic Party.
But Barack Obama was just telling black men that we should have voted for Kamala Harris because she's black and has similar experiences as us. But now there's a black woman running for governor in the state of Virginia, and Barack Obama is endorsing the white woman. Why is that? Because it's not about aligning yourself with people that look like you. It's about Democrats staying in power or getting power. Barack Obama was just manipulating black people's sensitivity on race in order to get them to vote for a Democrat. But now that the black person is a Republican and not a Democrat, he's going to vote against that black individual. So again, it's not about skin color. It's about political power, and Democrats just manipulate black people's sensitivity on race in order to get black people to help Democrats stay in power. And many black Americans don't realize it. And that's exactly what Barack Obama was doing, using black American skin color to try to manipulate them into voting for Democrats.
Yeah, it is pretty wild. Like, and this is what I talk about. This is one of the reasons why I say that Democrats are very manipulative, right? They pick and choose what benefits them. They ignore what doesn't, right? They'll go on about face, my body, my choice. And then when it comes to vaccine and pushing that on you, for the good of society. Would the Democratic Party even be a thing if they weren't allowed to just go about face on values and principles they claim they believe in? Democrats only do what's convenient for them to stay in power. And that's all that really matters to them, right? And if they happen to be identity politics, they'll play into that. If identity politics doesn't help them, they don't play into that, right? Manipulative. This is why I say they come across manipulative. At least conservatives, they usually stand on what they on business. Hey, I'm a Christian. I believe in this. I'm pro-life. This is why. People get mad. Pro-lifers get mad. Not pro-lifers. Pro-choice people, pro-abortion people, they get mad. But conservatives are like, yo, I'm open about this. Now I won't do it. I won't, hey, I will the people. But this is what I believe in. Conservatives are more upfront about it. That's why I don't believe in this crap that liberals love to message on throughout my entire life, that somehow conservatives are racist. When some of the most racist people I ever met in my life were Democrats, white ones, especially when they find out that you don't agree 100% with them. When you question their ideology, their principles, their beliefs, their policies, their candidates, you get this passive aggressive type of racism. Y'all know how white women be. Y'all know how white liberal women be. They act like they're so much better than you. They act like you're dumb. They act like you got tricked into believing the things you believe. And they never ask them, like white liberal women never ask themselves this question. Did you get tricked to believe what you believe? No, they assume, oh, I'm a white woman. I generally know what I'm doing. But as a black person, you don't. I showed videos before on this channel of white liberals assuming that black people don't know how to get their driver's license. But these are the people that understand the black struggle, understand the black struggle so intimately that if a black conservative says that racism can't stop him, you're going to call me ignorant. Oh, I don't know any better. Make it make sense. Black my whole life, but all of a sudden a white liberal woman knows my whole story, knows my political interest, knows what's in my best interest. And she knows without asking me any deeper questions that me voting for Donald Trump was somehow against my own interest. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But I'm the coon. But this is how white liberals think of black Democrats. Oh, sorry, black people. My bad. Black Democrats just use black people as pawns to solidify their own political power. And that's what I'm talking about. No matter. That's why I said, that's why I say the statements that I say, that a racist will never go against their own best interest. And that rings true for black Democrats. Black Democrats will never do things against their own best interest. And if it's in Black Democrats' best interest to have Black people majority vote for the Democratic Party, even though a lot of Black people feel like their votes are used and abused by the Democratic Party, taken advantage by the Democratic Party, Black Democrats will still advocate for the Democratic Party because they're looking out for their position. Damn. It always goes back to individualism. This collective BS is just a means for people to gain power. That's all it is. And I'm just making a more honest pitch to you is that, hey, at least coming together as a collective, that it benefits you in some way, that you get some positive outcome from voting for this party. And stop expecting this party to be just like this party, but slightly different. No, they're two completely opposite parties with two completely opposite philosophies. You tried it the Democratic way for 70 years and look at the results that you got over the past 70 years as a collective, as a racial group. And you're complaining about the current circumstances. It's time to make a change. Change is outside your comfort zone. That's why I believe Black people should vote Republican more. But I digress. Let me know your thoughts and perspective in the comment section below. Do you agree with me that a lot of pro-Blacks, the fake pro-Blacks are really pro-Democrats? Or these pro-Democrats are just gaslighting Black people, manipulating them using race, and this is why they play into the DEI stuff to gain an advantage. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please share this video if you feel so inclined. It really does help me out in the algorithm, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.